Time now for the morning rush. We start with breaking news. We now know the name of the suspect accused in a stabbing spree along Central yesterday. Police say that is Tobias Gutierrez. He is in police custody at this point. Now, in total, 11 people were stabbed at 7 different scenes in a span of 3 hours. Police say the attacks appear to be random. Now, some of the victims have been released from the hospital.
And other news for you, the New Mexico State police officer shot on Friday is recovering at his home this morning. On Friday, a chase that started in Edgewood ended on the Cedillo Hill overpass with the pit maneuver. That's where police say a man shot at the officer, striking him. The officer's name has yet to be released.
We now have more information on those suspects accused in the shooting of that state police officer. Court documents list 24-year-old Caleb Elledge and 22-year-old Alana Martinez as the 2 suspects that shot at that police officer on Friday. Elledge is facing multiple felony charges, including assault on an officer. Meanwhile, Martinez faces felony harboring or aiding a felon charges. One
man is behind bars this morning for allegedly driving illegal immigrants to various jobs. Saturday night, Travis County deputies pulled over 53-year-old Jesus Pena for speeding. Deputies found 6 people in the back of that van. Pena has been charged with 7 counts of human trafficking, cocaine possession, and speeding. Erica.
Here's a look at the school day forecast. 31 this morning, so needing those warmer layers. 60 by the afternoon with lots of sunshine. A beautiful day, so you'll be sure to shed those layers later on.
Well, the city of Santa Fe is now asking all residents to complete a community survey to help identify what residents want in their next chief of police. Officials will then host 2 sessions with candidates to interview them for the job. Officials say that they expect to select that next chief by the end of March.
The House will consider a bill that would cover tuition and fees for some older New Mexican college students. Senate Bill 140 would cover those costs for any New Mexican enrolled in public secondary schools. If it does pass, the bill would establish the state as having the most accessible free college program in the U.S.
Well, it's expected that President Biden will soon choose his nominee to replace outgoing Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer. Now, while he has not made a decision just yet, the president pledged to nominate the first black woman to the court. President Biden met with senators from the Judiciary Committee on Thursday.
A key part of confirming that nominee will be New Mexico's U.S. Senator Ben Ray Lujan, who suffered a stroke last month. Senator Lujan says that he will soon be leaving UNMH for an inpatient rehab center. The senator announcing that he would be back on the Senate floor soon and thanked everyone for their well wishes during his recovery. Erica.
Here's a look at the threat index. It's very low today because we only have cool temps, and it's going to be quiet this afternoon.
The U.S. and Canadian Bridge border crossing is now reopened after police cleared protesters. Canadian protesters were demonstrating for days against COVID-19 restrictions in that country. Well, that ended up hurting the economy for both nations. Meanwhile, pandemic restrictions there have been far stricter than here in the U.S.
The world is waiting and watching as signs indicate that Russia is preparing for an invasion of Ukraine. National security officials say they expect Russia to cross the border and invade Ukraine any day now. President Biden has moved 3,000 troops into Eastern Europe to help calm fears of NATO allies.
In the meantime, all U.S. Embassy staff in Ukraine have been ordered to evacuate the country. The State Department made the announcement this weekend that virtually all American staff at the embassy in Kyiv must leave. Now, on Friday, the U.S. advised all Americans to leave the Ukraine within 48 hours.
The Quarters Barbecue on Yale closed up shop for the last time. Owner Konstantin Nelos opened the joint back in 1970 after getting his friend and Chef Henry to run the kitchen. Nelos says that the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting fallout keeping the restaurant doors open is just not feasible.
Happening today, Metro Court judges will be performing virtual Valentine's Day weddings for the 2nd year in a row. Those ceremonies will take place on Zoom. Couples are asked to schedule an appointment and get their marriage license in advance. They also recommend having 2 witnesses with them to sign the certificate. Erica.
All right, let's get a check on the morning drive. Here's a look at the maps. They are completely clear, no accidents or slowdowns to tell you about. And here's a look over the Big Eye. Sun's coming up and it's a quiet start to the day. No weather issues.
All right. Inflation may make your Valentine's night more expensive. According to a recent report by the Labor Department, the Consumer Price Index rose more than 7% in January compared to this time last year. Experts say restaurants may cost close to 25% more this Valentine's Day. So be prepared to spend a lot of money today.
You realize this is the last time we have to look at footage of chocolate-covered strawberries for a while?
I better go get some tonight then.
See, and that's the thing too. I mean, is just of course with the uptick and upsurge in prices in the grocery store, maybe it's cheaper to just kind of make your own. If you have, a bag of Hershey's Kisses, melt them down.
Yeah, for sure.
Cover them, but.
Welcome back. Here's a look at on this day in 1893. 7 inches of snow fell in Las Cruces at New Mexico State University. 8 inches fell in Lordsburg. It was the third highest one-day snowfall total on record for this area.
All right, time now for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5 here. Albuquerque residents are doing their part to help the nation's blood shortage. People at Cottonwood Mall donated blood yesterday while getting their shopping done. Vitalant hosted their Sharing the Love drive to encourage people to donate at a time when the nation's blood supply shortage is being defined as in a crisis mode.
And number 4, the House will soon consider a bill that would cover tuition and fees for some older New Mexican college students. Senate Bill 140 would cover those costs for any New Mexican enrolled in public secondary schools that are working towards a training certificate, associate degree, or even a bachelor's degree. The purpose is to allow the individuals who are parenting or maybe have a chronic illness or some other impediment to continue to take classes.
And at number 3, it is going to be a nice mild day out there. Temperatures warming up from yesterday. We'll be making it into the 50s for Santa Fe and Farmington, 60s for Albuquerque, and mid to upper 60s and even some low 70s for far eastern and southern New Mexico. A very warm day.
And number 2, the state police officer who was shot on Friday is now recovering at home. Court documents list 24-year-old Caleb Elledge and 22-year-old Alana Martinez as the 2 suspects in that shooting. Investigators say that the officer was called to a gas station in Edgewood after a woman was reportedly acting suspicious. Now, after the officer arrived, they say that the man rammed his patrol car, initiating a chase that ended with a pit maneuver on the Cedillo Hill overpass. It's where police say that the man shot the officer. Investigators are looking for the other people they believed helped the 2 evade police until Saturday morning.
Finally, number 1 for you this hour. We're following breaking news into our newsroom. Police just released the name of the suspect charged for a stabbing spree that sent police to 7 different crime scenes along Central yesterday. In total, 11 people were stabbed in a span of about 3 hours. Police say the suspect's name is Tobias Gutierrez. He was booked overnight and charged with aggravated battery. Police say the stabbings began around 11 o'clock Sunday morning at the Sister Bar in downtown. There was also other stabbings along Central, to include in the UNM area. Police say the attacks appear to be random. Of course, we'll follow this investigation for you throughout the day right here on KRQE News 13. You can also look for updates by downloading our KRQE News app.